Okay, I've been debating making this video because peeking corners is actually pretty easy. I mean, all you really have to do is change your region and abuse your high ping. That's it. Okay, all jokes aside though, high ping, really fucking annoying. But anyways, let's jump right into how to effectively peek corners. Aside from map knowledge, this is the next most important thing you need to know to excel at this game. In my opinion, the list kind of goes like this. It goes game mechanics, map knowledge, and then aim in terms of importance. And the reason map knowledge is so important is because it gives you knowledge of angles. And the reason common angles and common peek spots are so important is because you can pre-fire them to decrease your reaction time significantly. Anyways, we're going to go over some common mistakes that players make when peeking corners, and then I'll go over some tips and tricks to make abusing that ping just that much easier. Alright, I see people do this a lot, and I don't know why it happens. I don't know, just maybe someone hasn't pointed it out, but this is a very common mistake. People will peek around the corner not aiming down sight, and they'll try to center their aim from like hip fire and then aim down sight. Your reaction time is super slow, and it doesn't really make sense to do it like this, so I don't know why it happens. Here is what proper peeking technique looks like. You'll notice here that as I'm rounding corners, I'm already aiming down sight and I'm already aiming at common places that people will be. Again, like I said before, a lot of this is going to come down to map knowledge, but as your aim improves and your snaps get better, you'll be better able to handle unexpected angles. Side note, I did do a video on how to improve your aim and I'll put that in the description, and this video is basically just a natural extension of that. You'll also notice where my cursor is. Generally, my cursor is around chest height. Now this is personal preference. I like being able to snap up if they're standing or down if they're crouching or prone so I can get that headshot. And if they're standing, which is what most people tend to do anyways, the recoil is going to get you a headshot. You'll also notice I lean on every single corner. It gives you that split second of visibility, and paired with peeker's advantage, it gives you a huge advantage over the enemy. The takeaway message here is that aim where you want to be aiming. Don't rely on your snaps when you don't have to. The first tip I want to talk about is what I like to call the wobble. And to understand the wobble, you have to understand what peeker's advantage is. And now you might be asking, what is peeker's advantage? Without getting too technical, it basically refers to online server lag. Basically, if you peek around a corner, you're going to see the person that you're peeking before they see you. You will basically appear on their screen a fraction of a second after you actually peek. Now the consequence of peeker's advantage is that peeker's angle is greater than the holder's angle, the greater than being the advantage. To boil it down even further, the person who's moving around the corner has the advantage over someone who is sitting in one spot. This is where pre-firing comes into play. If you know where someone is and you pre-fire them, you're almost guaranteed to get the kill, unless you're complete ass, because of peeker's advantage.
Oh my god, you sound whore.
Enter the wobble. The wobble basically allows you to center your aim and use peeker's advantage to pick up the kill. Here's how it works. All you're really going to do is you're going to peek your head out slightly so you can get your aim right, and once you have your aim centered, you're going to run back behind cover. And with your aim centered, you're going to peek again and shoot the enemy. You'll see in this clip that I don't even see him peek out a second time. That is the peeker's advantage in play. Here it is from the other guy's perspective. This is a very fast movement, but it's an essential technique to perfect. Okay, so that's how you peek someone when you're first peeking them. Obviously, you can still throw the wobble in mid-fight, but it kind of loses its surprise and effectiveness. But there is something you can use mid-fight to shake it up a little bit. Alright, I know, people really hate the drop shot. I personally dislike it as well, but it's a tool in the game and you should be using it. Now, drop shotting in the middle of a fight is something you can definitely do as well, but drop shotting around corners with peeker's advantage is very hard to deal with. It's pretty easy to do, but there are some things you should consider. Namely, when exactly should you prone? So let's say you're approaching the corner where you want to peek. This is where you're going to be proned out. You want to approach the corner, prone, and then start pre-firing. And obviously, if you drop shot, you gotta teabag them after. Anyways, potatoes, that's how you peek corners. Obviously it helps if you have a very high ping, but that's none of my business. Sounds like a locker though. There we go.
Nice. 4 eliminated. Mission success.
Very nice.
Nice. I just did that and I accidentally just spit all over my pop filter.
Nice.
You crazy mother.